Hey everyone, welcome to day 3 of our meal planning group. Today we're going to talk about how to grocery shop effectively. So you've made your menu and you've made your list, and now it's time to head to the store. The first question that a lot of people ask me is, well, where do you grocery shop? Me personally, since we have a lot of crappy grocery stores out here in Colorado, I shop at Whole Foods and I also shop at Super Target. And let me tell you, Super Target is probably the best invention on the planet. I mean, if you are a Target shopper, just imagine what it's like with a whole deli, fresh meat, produce, and frozen foods, and all that great selection. It's awesome. So, you just need to focus on where you're going to shop based on your budget, your nutritional goals, and what is convenient for you. For us and our family, we definitely are really focused on whole organic foods, and we love to know like where our foods are coming from. So that's why I shop at Whole Foods, because they just have the best selection of meat and produce that is what is in our nutritional goals for our family. Another thing to note is that I don't coupon. A lot of people ask me this all the time, like, how do you save money? Well, I save money basically by shopping and buying the products that are on my list. I don't use coupons. However, when I do shop at Target, I use Cartwheel. I get Target coupons every time I shop there. Check online for things that I am going to buy. Just because you have a coupon for something does not mean that you have to buy it. That is something that is super, super important. You do not need to be an extreme couponer to save money at the grocery store. Now, after you decide where you're going to shop, the best thing to decide is when to shop. Personally, I think that the best time of day and the best day to shop is on Sundays. I go early on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. A lot of people are at church at that time. They not only have the best selection, but the stores are pretty much empty at 8 a.m. on a Sunday. I like to have the best selection available to me. That's why I do shop early. I always grocery shop by myself. The best thing to do is not bring your husband, don't bring your kids. Make sure that there's a time in the week that you can dedicate at least 1 hour to going to the store by yourself. You do not need your kids throwing in fruit snacks, sugary juices, sugary drinks, crying, distracting you from paying attention to your list. And also, husbands and boyfriends can have the same effect. Just because they might have a quicker metabolism than us, they might not be able to make the best choices and want to throw in a Snickers bar. So keep them at home. Another thing that you want to do is, when you actually get to the grocery store, have a plan of how you're going to shop. I always start on one end of the store and work my way to the other end of the store. That is the best thing that you can do. I start and stop at the same places, and it's like a habit, and it's just a routine for me. I always make sure that I bring a pen, my list, reusable shopping bags, because some places, especially Whole Foods, will give you a bag credit so that you don't have paper bags building up at home. And I always bring a bottle of water. Water is important because it will keep you hydrated and it will keep you from impulse buying. You won't be hungry. Always make sure that you never shop on an empty stomach as well. So, as I was saying, I shop from one end of the store to the other. So, I always start with produce, and I always stock up on my produce first, because that way I know that I'm already off to a great start by putting healthy items into my carriage. And it will help me avoid the cookie and chip aisles as I'm moving through the store. Make sure you always shop the perimeter of the store. I cannot say it enough. Only go into the dry foods aisles for things that you need, like oatmeal, whole grain pasta, trail mix, nuts, those certain condiments. Make sure you stick to those aisles, and you don't go up and down every aisle, because there's no need to. Learn where everything in your grocery store is so that you are not wasting time. The next thing I want to talk about is how to pick the best brands. So this is another personal preference, and you really need to look at what your budget is and what your nutritional goals are, because I can tell you what I do, but it might not be what's best for you. I definitely buy store brand when I can. I buy the Whole Foods organic store brand 365, and then Target also has a organic and natural line called Simply Balanced, and I buy those. They're great. They're the same as buying an more expensive brand, but usually get coupons and deals on the store brand. I buy the highest quality meats, so I buy all my meat from Whole Foods, and I buy them from the meat counter. So if I know that we're having chicken twice a week, I only buy 4 chicken breasts instead of buying like 6 pounds of chicken that you don't need. I buy exactly what I need for the week so that there's nothing left over. For me and my family personally, grass-fed and organic is important to us, so that's the kind of meat that we buy. I buy grass-fed beef, I buy local organic chicken, poultry, things like that. I always have it ground fresh for me at the deli counter, so that's another reason why Whole Foods is super awesome, because they're able to accommodate you and they'll tell you exactly where your meat is coming from. When I buy seafood like shrimp, I always make sure that it's locally sourced, meaning I live in Colorado, so clearly there's no oceans near me and there's no shrimp fisheries, but I make sure that the shrimp is caught in America and not overseas. If you live in New England or you live down in Florida, where you're living by the coast, shop at fish markets. You're going to get a great price, and you're also going to get the freshest fish available, which is awesome. You can sometimes even get it fresh off the boat. So just make sure when you're shopping that you do what you're comfortable spending money on. If grass-fed meat is not important to you, then buying regular ground beef is fine. Just make sure that it's fresh and there's no fillers or additives in it too. I don't spend money on other things, like mayo. I make my own mayo. I make my own seasonings. So I don't spend money on things like that, and sodas. So buying a higher quality meat and produce is okay for us because it fits into our budget since I'm not buying all the other crap. And the last thing I want to talk about is after you are making your way through the store, make sure that you cross everything off your list that you're buying. When you get to the register, before you check out, go through your list at least twice just to make sure that you've gotten everything, because the last thing you want to do is go to the store again and spend more money. I hope that this helped, and tomorrow we will be talking about meal prep. Alright guys, I hope you have a great day. Bye!